Begin with services starting today for the late Reverend Jesse Jackson. Here you can see his casket being carried into the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters, where his body will lie in repose for the next 2 days. People will be able to come pay their respects throughout the day, starting in about an hour at 10 a.m.
And just a bit earlier, a procession led Jackson's hearse from the Leak & Sons Funeral Home in the Chatham neighborhood to Rainbow Push in Kenwood, where loved ones and members of the public have gathered to pay their respects.
And one place that's been really a focal point of services and will be over the next week is the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters. But we want to start with where that procession began this morning, a place that has a lot of history in the civil rights movement, the Leak & Sons Funeral Home. Jackie Kostek live there now.
Ladies, good morning to you. Well, that procession began around 7:45 this morning from the Leak & Sons Funeral Home in the Greater Grand Crossing neighborhood here on the south side of Chicago. And it is clear just how deeply involved in the community Reverend Jesse Jackson was, because even his family has a really close bond with the family that runs this funeral home. And we watched as Jesse Jackson's entire family came out for the beginning of this procession this morning. We watched as the casket holding Jesse Jackson's body was carried out of the funeral home. Again, his entire family present for that very important moment. His wife Jacqueline, his adult children, and his grandchildren as well. We know just how tight-knit this family is. The Jackson family said they shared him with the world, and in return, the world became a part of their extended family. And we actually just spoke to a longtime Chicagoan, Irvin Clay, who said that Reverend Jesse Jackson was so important to his family, his father, who was a World War II veteran and union worker, and to Clay himself, who spent his entire career working for the CTA. So listen to some of his reflections.
As I was a young child, my father, he always went to Operation Push and the bread basket, and I had a chance to work with my father at Camel Soup. He came out there and supported us at Camel Soup. I just want to show my appreciation to the family that he helped us out a lot.
Again, Jackson's body will lie in repose at the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters, where our Darius Johnson will be live in just a moment. But we also know that this is really just the beginning of several memorial services that will take place over the next week. So Jackson's body will then go to South Carolina, where he was born, and then to Washington, D.C. because of his close ties to politics. But he will be back here in Chicago by the end of next week for a people's celebration on Friday and for a private funeral for his family and close friends on Saturday. Ladies, back to you.
Jackie, thank you.
Now we want to go to our Darius Johnson, who's been live outside the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters, as people will begin in about an hour, Darius, to remember the civil rights icon.
Hi there, ladies. Good morning to the both of you. One thing that I want to mention, within the last 10 or 15 minutes, we hadn't seen anyone else enter the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters after his casket, after Reverend Jackson's casket, and after his family walked in directly behind him. However, in the last 15 minutes or so, we saw Reverend Al Sharpton begin to make his way inside the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters. We know right now there is a private service going on for the family, and it seems as though Reverend Al Sharpton is joining the family inside right now. We know he has been a supporter of Jackson, and they have been two people who have walked side by side among one another for decades. Just to set the stage for you all a little bit, there are so many gates around the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters this morning, and off to my left, that's where there are about 3 to 4 dozen people, Chicagoans, who are lined up this morning, who are ready to pay their respects to Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. Again, this building, the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters, it's been around for about 5 decades, and it is one of the most visible expressions of his work. Now, it was founded back in the 1970s, and Rainbow Push grew from a local organizing effort to a national platform for civil rights, economic justice, and political mobilization. From here, Jackson led voter registration drives, advocated for corporate accountability, and pushed for greater access to education and employment opportunities. It was also here that he helped expand the idea of a rainbow coalition, uniting people across race, class, and political lines around shared economic interests. Now, his presidential campaigns in the 1980s were organized through this very network, proving that a civil rights organization could also become a national political force. And for so many in Chicago, those weekly gatherings became a place where local concerns met national attention.
I don't think there was a more brilliant strategist than him. He was a master class in observing subtleties, understanding politics, and crafting real nuanced strategies to address the moments and the needs.
Now, in about 55 minutes from now, those brown doors here outside the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters at 50th and Drexel will begin to open for the sea of people who are slowly arriving to be able to honor this civil rights icon. Many of those people here that I've been able to speak to this morning are people who lived throughout the civil rights movement, many people who remember some of his notable moments, remembering those speeches that are playing on the Jumbotron right here as they sit here and get ready to reflect on his life and his legacy. We know that his lying in repose will go on until 10 o'clock tonight and again tomorrow. For now, we're live outside Rainbow Push headquarters. I'm Darius Johnson. Ladies, back to you.
Darius, thank you. And after those 2 days, the Reverend's body will then be transported to South Carolina, where he will lie in state and in the nation's capital to allow people there to pay their respects before he's returned here back home for memorial services late next week.